Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Diana and the Book Hunt. I have been looking through my TBR to see what books do I still need to finish before the end of the year, because it's already halfway through November almost, and we've only got a couple of weeks before it's 2024 already. Can you believe it? And I just wanted to sit down and talk to you about the books that I hope to really pick up before the year is over, because I do have a couple of books that I have on audio that I want to get to. I'm in the mood for some really strange books. You're going to see that it's really a mixed bag of books that I'm going to show you today. And yeah, without further ado, let's just go ahead and dive in. I'm going to show you 10 books that I want to get to before the end of this year. For the first book, I really lucked out that I was able to purchase a physical copy for it, because there was this really weird sale going on just in the middle of nothing. I just got this email of we've got 30% off on some of the titles that you have in your wish list. So I was like, okay, let me just check it out. And I saw that this book was front and center, one of the first books that I was able to pick up with the discount. So I bought You With a View by Jessica Joyce. This book, I was already sold when I saw the cover because it has this very cute cover. But at the same time, I found out that it's also a road trip romance, a type of book that I really typically very much enjoy, and ones that I don't come across very often. So I'm definitely in the mood to pick something different up. And this sounds like exactly the type of book that I'm going to enjoy. The book centers on a heroine who I believe finds out that her grandmother had this secret romance that she didn't know of, and she's kind of tracing back the steps of this romance, trying to find out who this secret lover was, I think. And then she goes on this road trip, and for some reason, I think a rival of hers, maybe from her childhood if I'm not mistaken, is joining her on this road trip. So it's going to be a rivals to lovers situation, going on a road trip, forced proximity, probably a lot of banter. So I'm really very much looking forward to this one. I'm telling you, words are difficult today. Just my tongue feels like it's not part of my actual anatomy today. I feel like it really takes effort to speak, but I'm going to do my best to finish this up. The next book I'm going to talk about is Reckless by Elsie Silver. I've been loving the Chestnut Spring series. The first and second book I really devoured. The third book wasn't a favorite of mine, but I still did enjoy it, and I've heard nothing but good things about Reckless, so I'm definitely looking forward to pick this one up. This book centers on Winter, who is the sister of the heroine from the first book, Flawless. Winter, we already found out in the first book that she is going to get a divorce from her husband, and as far as I understood, I kind of tried to steer clear from spoilers, but I did find out that she's going to have a romance with Theo, who is a rodeo rider. He is kind of Red's protege, Red from the first book. And I think that it involves a younger man, older woman situation with a surprise pregnancy trope. So I'm very much looking forward to this one. I definitely want to finish it before the year is up. The next story is one that I've heard nothing but good things about. Everyone has been raving about this book, so I definitely want to get to it. And I have it on Kindle Unlimited, so I definitely want to start on it as soon as possible. The book is The Rest of the Story by Tal Bauer. This book is a male-male hockey romance where I believe that the main hero is kind of like a veteran in the NHL, and he's going to this no-name, almost kind of amateur hockey team, and he falls in love with one of his teammates. And if I'm not mistaken, this is very much a slow burn age gap romance. So I'm definitely looking forward to this one. I saw that Brie from In Love and Words, she had a members only reading vlog that she did on this book, so I'm very much looking forward to finishing this book and then watching her thoughts on it, because I love how she articulates her feelings about books. So yeah, I can't wait to finish this one. The next book is one that I think I'm roped into it by the gorgeous cover that it has, because it does involve a trope that I typically don't like. The book is Done and Dusted by Lyla Sage. I again have heard nothing but good things about this book. It kind of blew up on Instagram because I'm not on TikTok. I don't know how it did on TikTok, but I saw it on Instagram everywhere. And I think that Ava from Ava Romance Books really hyped this book up, so I can't wait to pick it up. This book involves the brother's best friend trope, a trope that I typically don't like, but I'm always looking forward to seeing whether there's going to be a book that is going to kind of break my, how do you say, my stigma, or my, how do you say, my prejudice against this trope. I'm always looking for the exception to the rule. So yeah, this one involves a heroine who is, I believe, a horseback rider. She goes back to her hometown, her small hometown, and she reconnects with her brother's best friend who owns a bar, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know much more about this. I'm looking forward to seeing whether I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm going to let you know as soon as I finish it. The next book is really, really high up on my TBR because I've kind of put off reading it. I was hoping that it would become available to me on audio through Storytel, but it hasn't become available yet, so I'm just going to need to read the ebook for it. The book is Twisted Lies by Anna Huang. This series, the first three books, I really, really enjoyed. The third book has been my favorite so far, but I've heard that everyone loves the fourth book the most, so I'm really looking forward to reading the fourth book. Twisted Lies is, I believe, a fake dating forced proximity billionaire romance, if I'm not mistaken, and everyone has been raving about the hero in this book, so I'm really looking forward to meeting Christian. And I really want to pick it up before the end of the year because I'm very curious to start on the new series that Anna Huang has released. We've got King of Wrath, King of Pride, and King of Greed so far. And I'm just really looking forward to getting to King of Greed because I found out that it's a marriage in trouble romance, and that is my top tier, like most favorite trope that I find very difficult. I just have a difficult time finding romances with this trope. So when I found out that Anna Huang has written a book with this trope, I definitely want to get to it as soon as possible. So because I'm kind of a stickler for the rules when it comes to a series, I do want to finish the one that, because it's centered in the same world, I think. So it's a spin-off series, the second series. So I definitely want to finish Twisted Lies first and then move on to the next series. So we're not done with fall yet, so I'm still kind of in fall vibes, and I definitely want to get to two books that, well, I believe leave me feeling in the fall kind of mood. The first one being Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonam Young. I again have heard nothing but good things about this book. I think that it's actually the favorite book of Ava's, from Ava Romance Books, of this year. So I'm very curious to see how I'm going to like this one. I found out that it's kind of a low stakes love story between two people who meet during Halloween, a Halloween party. Both of them have some kind of a disability and they bond over that, and they have a surprise pregnancy after a one night stand. So I'm very curious to see how they're going to develop their relationship around the pregnancy. And then the second book that will give me fall vibes, I believe, is by Tarah Dewitt. I actually read Funny Feelings um, at the start of this year, and I did like it. I wasn't as much of a fan of the book as many other people. I just enjoyed it, but I did like the writing style for of that book, so I definitely want to pick up more by this author. And the book that I want to pick up is Rootbound. I think that this is kind of a small town romance of the heroine who has just recently gotten divorced, and she kind of wants to go back to her roots. She wants to rediscover herself and also forge a better connection with her family, and in the process of that she finds a new love. So it sounds like a very comforting kind of a small town feel, fall vibes. I don't know, it just gives me fall vibes when I look at the cover. So I definitely want to get to this one as well. So I told you that this list of books is very much a mixed bag of books. The next one is kind of really not fitting in any of the vibes that I've just described. The book is called Unhinged by Onley James. I heard about this book first from, I think, from Victoria's channel, from Victoria's Romance Reads. She was raving about this full series. There are 7 books within this series, and they all focus on a couple of psychopaths who are kind of like serial killers, who are the good kind of serial killers. They're killing off people who are doing bad things within society, so they're kind of excusing their own kind of psychopath behaviors with that, and I know that it's a male-male romance, so I'm kind of curious to see why Victoria loved it so much. I want to see whether I'm going to love it as well, so I definitely want to pick this one up. I have it available through Storytel on audio, so yeah, I'm going to be picking this up soon. And then I have a bit of a controversial book. At least I think it's controversial because I found that a couple of the people that I usually follow really loved it, and a couple of them really didn't love it. The book is Divine Rivals. It's a young adult fantasy book that I think is kind of in a historical setting. It involves two younger, like teenage kids who are going on some kind of a quest, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know much about the story. I just know that people are divided on it, so I want to read it and see how I'm going to enjoy it. The last book on my list is a sports romance. I love Kandi Steiner and I want to read through her backlist. And I know that her sports series that blew up, I think, last year is one that I want to start with. The first book within that series is Blindside. It's a new adult football college romance where we've got a fake dating scenario, and it's really like the kind of a classic fake dating scenario of both of them start to have this fake relationship because both of them get benefits out of it, and in the process of fake dating they fall in love. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to starting this series because I know that a couple of the books have been really well received, so I definitely want to see whether I'm going to love it as well. So please let me know if you've read any of the books on this list, whether you're going to recommend me to start with any of these books first, whether I really need to prioritize any of them, because I'm kind of still working through two books before I'm going to start up on this list. And please let me know if there's anything that I definitely should pick up first. Also, let me know which 10 books you're looking forward to picking up before the end of the year, and let me know if you have any priority TBR books that I need to look forward to as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please put a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. I hope to see you very soon in the next one. Have a wonderful, marvelous day. Happy reading. Take care and bye-bye.